Since the beginning of the conflict, Vavuniya in central Sri Lanka has been a place of refuge for Tamils who escaped the violence. Thousands of the displaced still live in wretched conditions in crowded welfare centers. This is Pontadan, one of the oldest settlements. It was built in 1990. More than 3,000 people live here now. Some are recent arrivals.
The government has been shelling our area for the past 2 weeks, so we moved to another place for safety. When I went back to check our rice field, that's when the government troops took the first group of displaced people down here to Vavuniya.
That group included his wife and children. Mahendran spent the previous week without word of their whereabouts and was frantic with worry.
Since the 22nd of last month, I've been really worried. I cried many times, and today I was so happy to see my family again.
On this day, he was reunited with the family. For Mahendran, the welfare center represents a welcome escape from the immediate violence. But for those who came here more than a decade ago, it seems more like a prison. Because of the increased tensions, few of the displaced venture outside the camps. Many used to work in nearby fields, but now they feel exposed and are often searched and sometimes arrested. To increase their security, UNHCR has installed solar-powered lights and a perimeter fence around the welfare center. In addition, identity cards have been issued to the long-term residents. The cards are a joint effort by the government and UNHCR.
The identification is the problem for them. So army checked and police check and all other forces are checking. So in the checkpoint they face many difficulties with their existing identity card which mention their place of origin or where they were from, Jaffna or Mullaitivu or Kilinochchi. So that helps, this identity card help them to produce them and say that they are IDP, internal displaced person.
For the long-term displaced, there's little hope of returning to their towns or villages. They dream of escaping their limited life in the welfare center where each family sleeps, eats, studies, and lives in a 3 square meter space. There's no light, no ventilation, and the heat is excruciating. Most hope to be relocated to land under a project set up by the Sri Lankan government, UNHCR, and 2 local NGOs. So far, more than 300 families have been moved out of the welfare centers to start a new life on land some 15 kilometers away. Here they're helped to build a simple 2-room house on a half-acre plot, and each family is given some startup money for a project. M. Vinyaswari and her husband are raising chickens and have started a garden. This family came from the same welfare center and say that moving out to the relocation site has changed their lives.
When
we lived at the welfare center, we were only cooking, eating, and sleeping. But here at the relocation site, we are always busy. We are gardening and cultivating and looking after the chickens. Sometimes we don't seem to have enough time in the day for everything there is to do.
The relocated families still feel the effects of the conflict since they too cannot find the work they once did. But out here, they can at least begin building their lives and making plans again.